Alrighty, well, another beautiful day here at Camp Crazy. Rocky's having a little feast there of chicken stew. It's quite good. Um, yeah, I'm getting ready to go to a job. I have only a few minutes here to spend. That's 10:35 now, and I go at 11. Go for 11, but it's only a very short drive, so it's not a big deal. I'm not going to be late by making this video, but I want to talk about something that I've noticed in society, and you may have noticed it too, and that is this new thing we've got going where you are entitled to be considered something, or to have people believe something about you, or to or have them at least pay lip service to the idea they believe it, just because you identify as it, or because you just want to be identified that way. Okay, here's the thing. I got into a debate um, yesterday on Facebook with some people. It was on a post that showed women got tattoos back in the 40s and 50s and 60s. They say that even in the old days, some women were tattooed or whatever, and that's true. Some were. It wasn't the norm, but it did happen. It's more the norm now than it was then. And I'll make it clear, I don't personally, I don't like tattoos. On a personal level, I'll never get one because I don't like them. I think they're tacky looking. But that's my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with, like, I have friends, including female friends, who have tattoos. I have relations who have tattoos whom I love. Um, So this isn't a message of hate against anyone who has tattoos. It's just my personal preference is not to have tattoos. And I could be even physically attracted to a woman who has tattoos if I like her enough. I guess I could be, although I'm trying not to be attracted to women anymore because it's been a lot of trouble for me when I have been. But still, I could still be physically attracted, I suppose. And I have been physically attracted to women who had tattoos, but it was despite the tattoos, not because of them. You know, because I saw other things in them that I liked and that I valued. It wasn't the tattoos that attracted me. And in fact, the tattoos are kind of a negative with me. It kind of takes away. I look at it like a defilement of the body. Really, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm entitled to it. However, somebody on there made a comment about women being ladies. And I mean, you could be a lady who has tattoos. Okay, that's possible. I'm not saying it isn't. But they made a comment kind of suggesting that a woman can't be a lady if she has tattoos. I dispute that. But somebody replied to that comment by saying, well, if you're a woman, then you're automatically a lady. And that I do dispute. It's similar to saying if you're a man, you're automatically a gentleman. Well, there are a lot of men who are just rotting pigs, frankly. They're not gentlemen, you know. So, so to say that if you're a man, you're automatically a gentleman is inaccurate. Likewise, there are many women who are not ladies. They don't comport themselves as ladies. They don't conduct themselves as ladies, and they're not ladies. You know, but they're still women. I mean, if you're born a physiological female with double X chromosomes and female body parts, then you are, in fact, a female. If you're an adult female, then you're a woman. And virtually every adult female is a woman. Just like virtually every adult male is a man, you know. But not every adult male is a gentleman. Not every adult female is a lady. And that was the comment I made. That being a lady has to do with how one carries herself, how a woman carries herself. If a woman is a lady, she carries herself in a certain way. She has a certain way about it. And I've known plenty of women who I would consider ladies. I've also known many women who I wouldn't consider ladies. The same true with men. I've known many men I'd consider gentlemen. I've also known many men I wouldn't consider gentlemen. I've known a lot of pigs. I've known a lot of just nasty, dirty pigs. And they're not gentlemen. And so, you're not automatically entitled to be considered something or by other people. And certainly you're not entitled to dictate to other people what they think, even about you. I'm not entitled to tell you what to think about me. You watch these videos and draw your own conclusions. If you think I'm a piece of crap, well, you're entitled to that. Doesn't mean you're right. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, but you're entitled to think I'm a piece of crap if that's what I'm projecting to you. If that's your interpretation of what you see here, you're entitled to that. Likewise, if you think I'm a great guy, you're entitled to that. I think I fall somewhere in the middle. Realistically, I think I'm a little bit of a piece of crap, and I think I'm a little bit of a great guy. But, that's my opinion of myself. That's where I see myself. It's not for me to project that onto you, in the sense that I'm going to try to force you to see me the way I want to be seen. And, this trend, though, I had a couple of women really go after me, and they were being very condescending. They were accusing me of being hate-filled. They brought Christianity into it, which I didn't do. I am a believer in God, but I didn't bring Christianity into it. They did. One person said that my comments were reminiscent of what somebody who was part of the KKK Rishton bunch would say. Well, that kind of makes sense, because I do believe in God and I believe in Jesus, so okay. But the KKK thing doesn't make sense. I mean, there are lots of... So what he was doing is... what she was doing was implying that myself and any other believer, any Christian, is a racist, which isn't true. But anyway, Christianity equals racism, apparently. This is where they go. My response to that was that I know this game. I've had it played before on me, and I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going to entertain the idea that I'm a racist, because I said I know how this works. You accuse me of racism. I deny that I'm a racist. You insist that I am, and the conversation turns into a conversation about whether or not I'm a racist, and instead of being a conversation about what we're actually talking about, because the argument that we're having right now is an argument you can't win, because you're wrong. So you're going to turn it now into a different argument. Try to put me on the defensive, and I'm not going to let you do that. So anyway, bottom line is, they kept calling me Tommy. This one woman kept calling me Tommy instead of Tom. That was to downgrade me to the status of a boy, and I knew what that was too. And I responded to that by saying, I know what you're doing there too. And I said, that particular tactic has lost its effect on all but the most weak-minded of men. So again, I'm not going to rise to it. I know what it is, and I'm not going to rise to it. Anyway, they were telling me that I'm a loser, and I'm lonely, and I live in my mother's basement, and all the rest of it, and I'm a hate monger, and all this business. Anyway, the bottom line is this. You're not entitled to be considered a lady just because you have female anatomy, any more than you're entitled to be considered a gentleman just because you have male anatomy. These are titles that are earned. They're not automatically bestowed, even if you want them to be. I mean, look, I'm not into sports, but I'll make this analogy, because it's a sensible analogy, and most of you can relate to it, I'm sure. You can understand it. Imagine a guy who's 300 pounds, not because he has a thyroid issue or something like that, but just because he's lazy and he eats badly and stuff like that. The guy's 300 pounds. Won't get out of his bed until noon. Never get out of his bed before noon. Then he goes straight down to the basement and he plays video games and he eats Cheetos and he drinks Pepsi. Does that all day long. And the only exercise he gets is his thumbs that are stained with Cheetos, orange from eating Cheetos, pushing a button on a game controller. That's the guy's life. But he has a fantasy. He wishes with all his heart that he were an NHL hockey star. Nothing more he'd rather do or rather be in his mind. He fantasizes about it all the time, but that's all it is. It's just a fantasy. And he's not willing to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go down to the arena and practice. He's not willing to lose all that weight and start eating healthy. And he thinks because he scored a goal one time on a hockey-themed video game, that is justification to say, well, there you go, I've made it. I am an all-star hockey player. And so now he expects everybody to bestow a title on him. He expects everybody to consider him a star athlete, hockey player, because he wants to be, and he claims that as his title. He's naming it and he's claiming it. He's told you he's an all-star. You're looking at this fat lump sitting on a couch with his orange fingers and his rotten teeth from drinking Pepsi. And, the couch has a permanent dent in it where he sits. And it's all sweat stained and everything, and it's all Cheeto stained because he rubs his hands on the arms of the couch to get the Cheetos off so he doesn't foul up his game controller. And he's sitting there, probably a pop bottle full of urine sitting beside him because he's too lazy to go to the toilet. And this guy, he expects you to call him an all-star hockey player, and if you don't, you're a hateful bigot and you will be canceled. That's the society we're living in now. That guy exists. He takes different forms, but he exists, and he's getting to be the majority of people. People don't want to get up off their asses and do anything. They want to sit and they want to fantasize, Hey, look, we all have dreams. We all have fantasies. Some of them we achieve, some of them we don't. Some of them we don't achieve just due to forces beyond our control. Some of them we don't achieve due to ourselves, because we hold ourselves back. But the bottom line is this. If you haven't achieved something, then you have no right to claim it, and you certainly have no right to expect other people to humor you in your fantasy. That's the bottom line. And it doesn't matter that we're living in the year 2024 and we're all of a sudden we're enlightened and all the rest of it. Life is what it is, and people are what they are, and reality is what it is. And what I told this lady, the last comment I made to her was, you can jump up and down and you can scream that you're a lady all you want. You can throw a hissy fit, you can throw a tantrum. But by doing that, you prove the opposite, because a lady would not conduct herself that way. That's it. By their actions, they show their true colors. Anyway, that's it. I got to go to work, because unlike some people in this world, I'm not going to fantasize about having money and expect everybody to think that I have money because I say I do. I'm going to work, and I'm going to go out and work, and I'm going to get money for working. I'm going to provide a service that people need, and they're going to compensate me for it. And then the money I have will be money I've earned doing something, and that'll be a real thing. And I'll be able to legitimately say that I did that. Anyway, hope you all have a nice day, and Rocky and I will see you later. Bye-bye.